Courtesy of our friends at Puyallup Tribes, this generation now presents the latest episode of Northwest Indian News.
Hello, I'm Chenoa Egawa. Welcome to Northwest Indian News. Thanks for joining us. NWIN is a news program that takes an in-depth look at issues and events important to Indian people throughout the Northwest. Today we're reporting to you from the Puyallup Reservation. The Puyallups are a tribe on the move with many active business deals underway, including construction of a new tribal center, museum, and casino. The reservation covers a few square miles located within the city limits of both Tacoma and Fife, Washington, making the Puyallups the most urban of the 29 federally recognized tribes in the state.
And when I first started on the council, we didn't have an office to work out of. We were getting $60 a meeting. And we used to meet at least twice a month. So we had to have a job on the outside to survive with. And yeah, we have come a long way. We work hard at it, our council works real hard at it, and all the staff have is with us, you know. That's what makes it operating success.
In this edition of Northwest Indian News, the Tsawwassen First Nation in the Vancouver, British Columbia Port Authority signed a $47 million agreement that will allow expansion of the Delta Port container shipping terminal, creating business opportunities and jobs for band members. We will visit the Klickitat Salmon Hatchery and find out more about the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife's plan to turn the facility over to the Yakama Nation. Tribes in Washington State have donated a total of more than $600,000 for the treatment of problem gambling in 2005. Find out what you can do to help a friend who may be in need. And we will visit with the Medicine Wheel Society and learn of their efforts to promote Native culture, education, and advances in healthcare. The Puyallup tribe is looking to diversify their economic base with a proposal to develop their port facility, including the possibility of building a container shipping terminal here on their property at the Port of Tacoma. It is the only deepwater port facility owned and operated by a tribe in the U.S. The Tsawwassen First Nation in British Columbia is also looking toward the shipping industry to strengthen their economy and to create jobs for band members. NWIN reporter Niki Cleary has more in this report.
The Tsawwassen First Nation is moving forward in a spirit of cooperation as the band voted overwhelmingly to accept a $47 million deal from the Vancouver Port Authority. Container traffic is projected to increase dramatically along the Pacific Rim. The Vancouver Port Authority has proposed a $1 billion plan to expand the Delta Port container shipping terminal, which borders the Tsawwassen Reserve to the north. But the port could not begin the project until they had settled a number of long-standing legal charges first.
Since the inception of the port, our community has not had meaningful consultation and has faced the brunt of the negative impacts. We have an opportunity to continue that tradition or to try and, make something positive out of what I view as imminent expansion.
The deal will pay out for more than 30 years. It compensates the 328-member Tsawwassen Band for adverse environmental impacts caused by port development in the area since the 1960s. The deal provides a wide-ranging 25-year business partnership that includes permanent jobs at the Delta Port and jointly managed business ventures such as construction on and off the reserve. It marks a new era of economic cooperation between a First Nation and Canada's business community.
The agreement has employment opportunities, construction contracts, possible economic development opportunities. Again, a lot of it depends on what phases of expansion occur and that sort of thing. But it also provides for compensation for some of our past grievances, mitigation funds, and a joint development fund that would have us working in partnership with the port and trying to maximize economic benefits and opportunities.
We have been undertaking environmental reviews for over 2 years now, So we take this very seriously, and Tsawwassen takes it very seriously, and our goal is we are going to have environmental impacts, there's no question, but to provide mitigation so that the fisheries, and out there, the crab fisheries is something that's quite important to the locals, particularly the Tsawwassen First Nation, to make sure that's protected, and to make sure we don't impact the salmon fishery, the Fraser River fishery. So we take it very seriously, and I think our plans have, to date, have accommodated it reasonably well. We're just starting a process of working on the mitigation plan with the agencies, and I hope we'll be successful.
The unusually high percentage of young band members on the reserve have a new hope that they will be able to make the most of the proposed venture.
A lot of our youth have expressed an interest in working in a facility in our front yard, so to speak. So I'm optimistic. A lot of the hard work still has to be done yet. We have to implement the agreement we reached and really maximize every opportunity that the agreement outlines, including every employment opportunity. I think every youth who wants to work there should have the opportunity if we manage this agreement right.
The 328 members of the Tsawwassen First Nation will become major stakeholders in the future development of the Port of Vancouver, providing employment opportunities and a new direction of self-determination for the band. For Northwest Indian News, I'm Niki Cleary reporting.
Flying in Alaska? Fly Frontier, the official airline of Heartbeat Alaska. Frontier is expanding again. They've added new routes to Nome, Kotzebue, and the surrounding villages. As you can see, Frontier is now really covering Alaska. So the next time you fly, try Frontier. Frontier offers quick, convenient check-in, low fares, and service direct to many of the villages. Frontier Flying Service is the official airline of Heartbeat Alaska. Make it your official airline too.
6 months ago, Claire made a promise to her family and to herself. The promise was she'd quit smoking by the time her next birthday came around. And already she's feeling better. She has more stamina, more energy, and her lungs are stronger than ever before.
Now's your chance to get that home improvement project you've been wanting to start finished. Because at Northern Interiors, we're having a store-wide sale. Choose from our beautiful selection of kitchen cabinetry and countertops from 10 to 50% off and get professional installation completely free of charge. Durable laminate flooring is on sale now for only $1.79 per square foot. Let us install your favorite brand name carpeting and get top quality 8-pound padding for free. Northern Interiors, kitchens, floors, and a whole lot more.
The freshest salmon in town. There's no reason why Alaskans should be paying $9, $10 a pound in the stores when it's caught right down the street.
Whether you're a small business looking for a large order or an individual looking for a healthy meal for your family, Fred's Alaskan Wholesale Seafood offers fresh Alaska salmon at the lowest price in town. So give Fred a call or stop by and visit him today.
Come on down to Fred's where the seafood costs less than catching it yourself.
Fred's Alaskan Wholesale Seafood, 230 East Potter, Suite 11.
We're here on the Puyallup Reservation at the Clarks Creek Salmon Hatchery, where the salmon rearing ponds have been designed to more closely resemble a natural creek bed. The large stumps and rocks in the rearing ponds help the young salmon to develop survival skills, preparing them for what they may find in the wild. In South Central Washington, the State Department of Fish and Wildlife is transferring operations of the Klickitat Hatchery to the Yakama Nation. It is an unprecedented move intended to restore fish runs in the pristine Upper Klickitat Basin. NWIN's Ronnie Washines has a story.
In the spring of 2005, the state of Washington plans to transfer operation of the Klickitat Fish Hatchery over to the Yakama Nation. While the Klickitat Hatchery has been successful in producing runs in the lower river, it is in the upper reaches of the Klickitat River that the Yakama Nation wants to restore historical runs.
We're going to take wild salmon, take the progeny, the eggs, and raise the progeny and release them at different locations. This way, the salmon will come back to those different locations rather than coming back. The standard practice is for them to come back to the hatchery.
While thousands of salmon and steelhead return each year to the Klickitat hatchery located on the lower river, this marks the end of the journey for the hatchery fish. The challenge to the Yakama Nation fisheries will be to get spawning fish to travel farther upriver.
The proposal is improve fishways, get fish above these bottlenecks into pristine areas where they can propagate, spawn.
Over the last 50 years, all but a few determined salmon and steelhead have continued to answer an instinctive call and make it through a staircase of rapids known as the Castile Falls. The Castile Falls tunnels were dug through basalt rock of the river canyon more than 40 years ago. They filled with sediment, debris, and have not been effective. But with upgrades and improvement, the fish will now have a way home.
This project, the habitat projects and the reestablishing passage through Castile is all about the fish of the Klickitat River. The Klickitat is a really unique system. It's one of the longest undammed rivers in the state of Washington. Its headwaters are within the Yakama Nation Reservation under sole management. You have intact habitats up there. Refuges such as this will become more and more important as time goes on. And our efforts, along with our co-managers, Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife, will go a real long way for preserving those benefits to the citizens of the Northwest.
The Yakama Nation is looking forward to the day when the salmon and steelhead once again bless the entire Klickitat River basin.
For the Yakama Nation not to have salmon to be able to eat, it's unthinkable. We have been trying to reestablish the salmon for as long as our fisheries program has been in existence. And that's our ultimate goal, is to rebuild that resource, not just for the Yakama Nation, but for everybody.
This is the upper reach of the Klickitat River, where the river pours from its source, Mount Adams, and runs through some 35 miles of the exclusive closed area of the Yakama Nation to eventually empty into the Columbia River. Native salmon stocks once called this home, but no more. It is here where the Yakamas have historically harvested the salmon to sustain themselves and prepare for the winter. Today, it is here where the Yakama now work and pray to renew an important part of their culture, heritage, and spirit. For Northwest Indian News, Ronnie Washines reporting.
I'm waiting because I don't want to get a disease.
I have a future ahead of me, and I don't want to mess up my life.
If my husband asks me if he's the first, I want to say yes.
Yes. Because I respect myself. I have so much going for me. A child would only slow me down.
I'm trying to break a cycle.
Sex is a very special thing I only want to share with one person.
There are too many consequences. STDs.
The union between two people.
I would always regret it.
I'm protecting my heart.
Waiting doesn't make you less of a man.
I'm waiting because it's the most precious gift I can give.
In the 1890s, pioneers carved a railway through the rugged mountains between Skagway and the Klondike. More than a century later, the White Pass and Yukon route still makes this legendary run. Along the way, life has gotten better for folks working on the railroad, thanks in part to Primera Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alaska, a health plan that's offered smart choices and quality coverage to the people of Alaska since before it was a state. Primera Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alaska. We're here. We're with you.
Good morning, Island Air.
Island Air has been serving Kodiak Island for over 20 years, with scheduled service and charter service to 6 different destinations around Kodiak Island, the mainland, peninsula, and up and down the Aleutian chain. Island Air offers quality service at affordable rates. And if you love to fish, Island Air would love to take you there. They offer same-day fly-in fishing and bear viewing trips. So when you find yourself on Kodiak Island, be sure to visit Island Air for your island travels.
The Puyallup tribe recently donated $100,000 to the Washington State Department of Health and Social Services and another $100,000 to the Washington State Council on Problem Gambling for the treatment of problem gamblers. Many other tribes volunteered funds as well, including $350,000 from the Muckleshoot tribe, bringing the total to more than $650,000, ensuring that help is available to those who need it. NWIN's Morgan Howard has more in this report.
Problem gambling. March 6th through 12th is Problem Gambling Awareness Week. That's a national recognition day, and it's also been recognized in this state by Governor Gregoire, who has signed a proclamation.
Gary Hanson, Executive Director of the Washington State Council on Problem Gambling, is spreading the word. If you're hurting yourself or loved ones with a gambling problem, help may be just a phone call away.
You can call our 800 number, 1-800-547-6133, or you can go to the website.
Most people who visit gaming establishments can enjoy themselves as casual, social gamblers. Many tribal-owned casinos offer great food, world-class entertainment, and a positive gaming experience for most visitors. But there is a small percentage of people who can't control their actions. Once they start to gamble, they can't stop until it's all gone.
No, really, I can pay you back.
Some may eventually become compulsive or pathological gamblers.
Look, come here. I got some lotto tickets on
We
this
don't want the individual to come in here and put themselves at risk of losing what is most important to them, which is their livelihood, their family life, their homes. We want somebody who, again, can understand that this is an entertainment venue, that you know, they come here to spend their discretionary dollars such as they would a movie or out to dinner. We want to attract that person who wants to see the different amenities that we have to offer and who wants to come and enjoy the experience, but not at the sake of risking those things that are most important to them.
Tribal casino security staff are educated about the various gambling disorders and offer self-barring programs. These programs, also called self-evict or self-ban, allow people to put themselves on record. They are prohibited from entering specific gaming establishments.
Hi. What do I have to do to obtain a self-barring?
It's relatively easy to bar yourself at tribal-owned casinos. All you have to do is go to the security desk, fill out the forms, and have your picture put into the database. Casino security will make sure your requests are taken seriously. If you are caught on the property, you could go to jail.
When you've banned yourself from the casino, it's that thought process that makes you think in your mind that you can't go back to the casino or you possibly are going to be arrested.
After losing his business, marriage, and family within 2 years of his first big win, Spence Moon voluntarily and permanently banned himself from 3 of his favorite casinos.
Since I've banned myself from gambling at a casino, I've turned my life around dramatically. I've become responsible once again.
Moon now dedicates his time to raising awareness through his website. He forms support groups and is creating products to easily identify someone who is self-banned. And there are other options available. Many tribes are taking a close look at the Kalispel tribe's Camas Institute program for problem gamblers.
Upon the outpatient treatment program that we have, which encompasses the individual and family and group therapy, we also reach out and have provided education and training to local surrounding universities and high schools as well as middle school programs. We also created a training program specifically for the casino. And if we can be of any assistance to any other tribes, we would be more than happy to do that.
What happened was the tribes, a collection of tribes, stepped forward and said, and they wrote checks to the state and said, we're in now. We're putting our money up, so now it's up to the state to pass the legislation. And then the legislation started moving. The tribes have stepped forward, have been very proactive. They've always been very good on this issue, but now they have actually put real money into the state.
Tribal funding will also renew problem gambling treatment programs that have not been available in recent years. More than 200 people have received subsidized treatment in Washington state, with the average cost around $1,500 per patient. Most problem gamblers need professional help. Very few can stop on their own. If you know someone who has a gambling problem, take the first step and call the anonymous helpline at 1-800-547-6133. For Northwest Indian News, I'm Morgan Howard.
We're here at the Tsawwassen Counseling Center on the Puyallup Reservation, where behind me is the beautiful metal sculpture, Salmon with Eggs, created by Puyallup artist Sean Peterson. The Puyallup Tribal Health Authority is comprised of 3 new buildings, all dedicated to health care, treatment, and healing of tribal members. The Medicine Wheel Society of the University of Washington is also dedicated to Native health care and advances in Native medicine. NWIN reporter Frederick Lane has the story.
Each year, tribal elders from across Western Washington are invited to attend the Medicine Wheel Society's Elders Dinner. This gathering is at Daybreak Star Cultural Center in Seattle's Magnolia Park. At this dinner, elders have a chance to visit, listen to music and stories, and meet the members of the University of Washington's Medicine Wheel Society.
My name is Trisha Murdoch. I'm from near Niagara Falls, New York, Tuscarora, which is one of the 6 tribes of the Iroquois.
The Medicine Wheel Society has been based here at the University of Washington for over 10 years, and it's really been a student-run organization with support of the community.
It's kind of been utilized as a support group for the students, kind of like passing down information on what makes a successful student, what makes a successful doctor, how to cope with the stresses and demands of medical school while you have a family or while you are separated from your tribe or your community. Most of the students that are in Medicine Wheel Society are Native medical students, but the group is also open to other students who are in like physician's assistance programs or who are being certified as registered nurses or who are in public health or social work.
There are more than 700 students enrolled here at the University of Washington School of Medicine, and of those, 13 are Native Americans.
We all come from different tribes and reservations. We recognize that we cannot be with our families daily, and so we've created a nuclear family, an adopted family, to get through this academic curriculum that they are working towards. The connection that the faculty, students, and even the undergraduate students that have created is a tribal family. We do activities together, we share meals together, we share tears, we share many different emotional times together, and it's to help strengthen our connections to our own Indian culture.
The Medicine Wheel Society was started to support Native and all non-Native pre-med students interested in practicing Native health care. Dr. Walt Hallow founded the Medicine Wheel Society.
The start of the Medicine Wheel Society was really in my front room, and it was also with the help and support of all of the Indian medical students who came to this medical school, because each and every one of them supported the concept of the Medicine Wheel Society, and it was their attendance and participation that made that organization work.
Sawar Young, a third-year medical student from the Yurok tribe in Northern California, has always dreamed of becoming a doctor and serving our Native peoples.
We are a proud and humble people, and we are forgotten at times in many different realms of society today. And this Medicine Wheel Society has established a speaking ground, access to be seen as Native American professionals and leaders, and to continue to preserve our culture, our traditions, our medicine, and share that with the rest of the world.
In the Medicine Wheel Society, there's a sacredness to their calling as medicine people, and ultimately to continue through our 2 worlds to pass on what is a tradition in the footsteps of our ancestors. From the University of Washington School of Medicine, I'm Frederick Lane, reporting for Northwest Indian News.
Now let's take a look at what's going on around Indian country with Sherry Guydelkon.
More than 900 stone tools, animal bones, and fire pit remnants were discovered near a proposed Sound Transit Light rail crossing near Tukwila, Washington. Duwamish tribal chairwoman Cecile Hanson says the state should have notified the tribe of the discovery sooner.
It is no surprise that they discovered this site, because our people have lived on this river like
forever. There is another site up there by the head of the Duwamish River, and they said that site goes back 3,000 years. And we know that there was 62 longhouses along the Duwamish River. So it's no surprise that there might be a village right here at this site.
Sound Transit was created to connect population centers of 3 counties along Puget Sound. The Federal Transit Administration has declared the site eligible for protection. A full-size authentic plank house is nearing completion as part of the Lewis and Clark Bicentennial celebration this year. The Kalispel people, as described by Lewis and Clark in 1805, occupied a large village of more than 14 plank houses, fronting the Columbia River for more than 1/4 mile. The plank house replica is being built with power tools and hand tools in a traditional way about 1 mile inland from the original Kalispel village. Dozens of youth representing Yakama Nation Relay for Life are organizing a Relay on the Res fundraising event for the American Cancer Society. It is the first Cancer Society fundraiser to be organized by American Indian youth and will involve the entire community during the July 15th and 16th relay in Toppenish, Washington.
It's important to us because we don't have a lot of Native American specific things like Relay for Life. It's become very important for us because we have been dealing with health issues, great health issues in our community, and this is one of the growing ones.
This wraps up another edition of Northwest Indian News. We welcome your comments, so please contact us at the following numbers or email us at info@nwin.tv. Thanks for watching. I'm Chenoa Egawa.
Supposed to say we.